Welcome to episode 6 of the Yip Strickler Experience, where I'm just going to talk to you about my experience at this year's PGA Show. And what did I have a fantastic time? I flew in Tuesday morning and, checked my bags in, dropped them off at the hotel, went right to demo day. Okay, it's at Orange County National, 360-degree driving range, and I've already got it made up in my mind. There's zero chance I'm walking around this thing. Okay, I did it last year. I walked around and around and around, and you're gonna do a lot of walking this week, and I knew that's the last thing my feet were gonna be able to handle. So I went right, boom, vodka seltzer station, loaded up, walked maybe 100 yards, got to a little area. I was like, this is a nice place to post up. And I just posted up. I had my, this Stitch cooler bag. I just threw all the vodka seltzers right in the back. And now people were accusing me, oh, did you bring those here? Yep, you're sneaking. No, I was not. I have all of them accounted for at the stand. I don't sneak beverages into prestigious private golfing clubs or any other golf place. It's not my style. Never has been. Anyways, I got absolutely banged up on that first day, Tuesday. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mostly it's because it started at like 7:30 in the morning because I flew first class. And, oh, yeah, you're flying first. Okay, now, trust me, I ain't flying first class because of any Yip income. I can tell you that, number one. But for me, I mean, at the end of the day, I'm winning. I'm checking 2 bags plus my golf bag, right? You got the big golf bag. Those are now on there for free because I'm going first class, and then, I get to drink the whole time. So at the end of the day, I mean, I'm winning. I've done the math. I've ran it through I'm ahead of the game. So yeah, Tuesday was great. Demo day. I'm just there, met a lot of Yippomaniacs, shook a lot of hands, met some, influencers, people I've seen on the internet. Dave Fink, if you guys know this guy, I thought he's a lot shorter than I thought he was going to be, but also more handsome. So that's kind of weird. Yeah, I think he's just some like stoner from California that plays golf. And I like watching his videos sometimes. And yeah, met him. Oh, weirdest thing I saw that day. This guy comes up out of nowhere, guerrilla marketing, right? He's holding this product right here. He's like, you got to hit this new driver. This thing's going to change your life. And it was a center shafted driver. Yes, center shafted, like the lab putter. And my Golf Spy did a thing on April the 1st this year, April Fool's Day, about this new center. They were being funny. They were making a joke. Okay, it was cute. And sure enough, at the end of their article, they were like, before you know it, someone's gonna. Yes, they did. Okay, they were at the PGA Show. So those were the only golf swings I took all week because he pretty much made us hit it a few times. And I mean, that thing it's just a slicer. That thing is just slice-a-roo city. I hit it 3 times because I was like, I'm not stopping till I was trying to duck hook one 45 degrees to see if it was possible. I was able to execute that, but it's just your marketing strategy. If you're making a golf club, let's just say you're making a golf club, any kind of golf club, and your marketing strategy is, oh, no, you can't do it that way. You need to change your swing completely. You need to take it straight up and straight through like this. If this is your marketing strategy, scrap the product. Okay? Nobody swings a driver like that. It's not, I don't think it's possible. So it was great meeting you though. It was great meeting you. I love the creativity, but I don't think those are going to be big sellers. That was the weirdest thing I saw on that day. What else happened on Tuesday? Did I meet anybody? I met that Evan Thompson. I think he was like a football player. Now he's like stud golf. He's a big boy. He's a solid one. Oh, I saw the Duck Dynasty dude. Of all people, I didn't know he played golf. That was interesting. I wonder how much they pay. Like, how much does the Duck Dynasty guy get paid to show up at a golf event? I'm starting to learn something about appearance fees. I didn't really think I didn't think they'd ever be a thing for, myself, but it's I'm assuming the Duck Dynasty guy does pretty good showing up at the golf show for a couple hours. Anyways, that was about it for that day. I basically Wednesday, it's like the show day. You're walking in, boom, it's time to go. I had some meetings with some specific brands. Um, my friends at Imperial Hats, I started designing some new gear, new merch for the 2026 season. I'm pretty excited about. So I had a couple meetings trying to, rub some elbows with a few brands. It's time that, I gotta start making a couple dollars on this. I put there's an embarrassingly amount of time that I put into my fake journalism, so I do need to start monetizing it a touch, okay, just a touch. Mostly I'm just there to meet Yippamaniacs. Everyone knows my biggest following are golf professionals at prestigious private golfing clubs. I kind of help them do their job a little bit. One of the worst things they ever have to deal with is telling a member at their club that they're a sandbagging rat and they're going to cut them 3 strokes. So, I step in, I kind of help them with their job a touch, and it's just a good thing. So I'm there to meet the people, right? I'm there to meet the people. And on the first day, if some of you saw it, like I just happened to walk right in, and I was dragging tail a little bit Tuesday morning. I think I walked in about 10 Wednesday morning now, excuse me. Um, and right away, boom, bar stool. Okay. These guys right here, their stands right there. And boom, live event Lisa. Boom, spots me. This That's a fierce woman right there. I would not mess with that lady one bit. And after talking to her for about 15 minutes, it was pretty obvious who does all the heavy lifting over there. I'm just saying. I mean, you know, Riggs, Frankie, Trent, they might get a lot of the attention, and rightfully so. They do a great job, but I got a feeling that live event Lisa does a lot of the heavy lifting. And so, yeah, I just met those guys. That was the first time. I've got myself in the weeds of their net golf tournaments quite a bit. So it was nice to shake their hands. Who else did I? Oh, I met Mason Nutt, that giant golfing guy. He's lost a lot of weight. He's a nice boy. You can tell he's a nice kid. I met Chaz, the little guy. So I met the giant guy, Mason Nutt. Chaz, my favorite on the Internet Invitational. I did get to meet him. That was kind of my fan. That might have been my fanboy moment of the whole trip. It was pretty special. As far as weird, now I'm not saying that this person is weird. I'm just saying I wasn't expecting to see this person. It was weird seeing him at the golf show. Ja Rule. Ja Rule just strolled. He just strolled right down the. J.R. Smith was in front of him, and then they had like an entourage, but for some reason Ja Rule was, I don't know. I did see him, actually. I think I saw him shank a golf ball into somebody's torso the other day on the internet. I didn't know I didn't think he played golf. He is a lot smaller than I thought, too, by the way. A lot smaller. You could pick up Ja Rule and you could run 100 yards with him. Which, by the way, Melvin Gordon too. I did get to see him again this year. We got pretty banged up the last night, and I tried to do a little Oklahoma drill with him in the Hyatt Regency hotel lobby. He denied. He denied. He did say if we did it, he just said, "I'd fuck you up, Yip." And I know he would, but it would be a good story for me to tell my friends back home. I'm not like challenging you, Melvin Gordon, like I could actually tackle you. I'm just saying it'd be a good story for my friends if you fucking ran me over in the Hyatt Regency. Is it the Hyatt? Is that where we're at? Yeah, I think so. I don't know the names of these hotels. I don't travel much. I don't get out much. I really don't. I don't get out much, but when I do, I have a fantastic time. Meeting Yippamaniacs at this thing it was great. But, I'm starting to, especially from last year to this year, how it's changed a touch with, more notoriety in the game of net golf. There's like a lot of, there's the different types of yippomaniacs that come up to you. There's the, you might be walking or just standing there and they just give you a little, what's up, Yip? Or they might just walk by, straight to the gun. That one's kind of my favorite when they do that. Or they're just doing the Lord's work. And, then God bless. I always say, God bless, whenever they say that. Those are, those ones, the drive-bys, the drive-by yippas, right? They just boop, in and out. Then there's the, these guys are big time yippomaniacs and they want to converse. And I love it, right? I love it. I do. To a point, a couple of them, when you hit the 20-minute mark, it's like, okay, yeah, that's enough. 20 minutes. I'm done. I've heard every story now of sandbagging at your prestigious private golfing club. And, you got to realize I'm into it big time. But those ones are interesting. But my favorites are the ones that are, and these are the ones that crack me up the best. The ones that are starstruck. They're just like, there was one at the airport on my way home. He's like 4 feet away from my face. And I was just like, hello, my fake name is Yip. And he's like, I know. And it was just a really interesting, but those ones are my favorites. And there's like, occasionally, and I heard this last year, like this guy, I met him the next day. He was like, oh, I saw you last night. I was nervous to come say, guys, don't be nervous. That's ridiculous. Okay. I'm the last person I'm not a influencer. I'm a independent journalist. I'm a man of the people. You come and talk to me. Okay. Easy peasy. You don't have to be scared. But my favorites this year, special shout out to Boca Raton Country Club. What they did on, I believe it was Thursday night. Maybe it was Wednesday night. No, I think it was Wednesday night after I had absolutely dominated Oh Shucks karaoke bar for a few hours. Let's just say I have some friends from Transit Valley Country Club up there by Buffalo, New York, and those guys witnessed some shit that night. It was a fun time. So anyway, I'm back to the hotel after the karaoke bar, and it's approaching. It's got to be close to 1 a.m. This absolute bombshell, I'm talking 10 out of 10, comes up to me. She's got, 10 out of 10. Teal Barber will confirm, 10 out of 10. And she just starts talking, oh, are you the guy that does the handicap thing? And I'm just like, okay. Right away, I smell a rat. I'm like, this doesn't feel right. And she's got an accent, and I don't know how to do this accent. And she's from South Africa. She's South African, okay? South African, 10 out of 10. I believe her name was Daniela, okay? These are just the facts, people, okay? Absolutely beautiful. And I know that I'm being set up. Like, I don't know if it's like the sandbagging rats trying to get me in a cheating scandal. I don't know what's happening, but it just doesn't, it just organically doesn't feel right. And she's talking to me and she's like, oh yeah, I work at Boca Raton Country Club. And I'm like, ooh, fancy place. And it took about 3 minutes till like, boom, assistant pro from Boca Raton. Boom, another. They sent her in. They Trojan horsed her to break down the barriers so they could talk to the Yipster. They didn't have to do that. I appreciated that they did because it really made my night. But he could have just came up. You didn't have to send Danielle in, but I'm very thankful that you did. What else happened at this show? Oh, different from last year. I didn't see like the tables where like people would sit like human beings and eat lunch together. None of that. When people were eating lunch, they were just sitting on the floor. It was like a homeless encampment. It was crazy. I have never seen this many people just sitting on the floor eating. It was, I don't know. I don't know. It was disturbing. It was just, I don't sit on the floor in public areas to eat. I don't know. And I don't think that, like, I don't think I'm a snob for saying I don't sit on the floor in public areas to eat. I just think I stood when I did it because I'm not going to sit on that floor and eat. Anyways, that part was a little weird. White belts, um, significantly less than last year. I will say that, but I do think it's great that you're just walking around the PGA show rocking a white belt. I mean, everyone knows 88% of sandbaggers admit to wearing a white belt 88% of the time, and you still go and do it. There was a couple where they just walked by me. I actually didn't take photos. I would just say the line. I'm like, "Hey man, what you doing with that white belt?" And they'd be looking at me like it was kind of clear they had no clue what I was talking about. And then I would explain to them, well, 88% of sandbaggers admit to wearing a white belt 88% of the time. And they would still just look at me like they didn't know what I was talking about. But what else? Oh, I met my second favorite app in the world, Golf G. Does that work that way? I'd have to turn my, oh, and if I turn it that much, oh gosh, look, my arm looks good in this shirt. Golf Genius. I mean, let's be honest. It's the least they could do for all the free publicity that I give them all the time. But I'm a grateful person, and I love this shirt, and I love the hat too. I wore the hat actually when I went to the karaoke bar that night. So I was kind of in disguise. I wasn't wearing a Memba hat, no Yip stuff. And this was one of my favorite like interactions with a Yipomaniac. This guy was probably, oh, I mean, he had to be 60, and he had a ponytail all the way down, all the way down. This was a low hang, and I'm just not someone I would imagine. And I was just going up to the bar, and he goes, "Hey man, you look like that Yip Strickler guy." I'm like, "No fucking way! This guy knows who I am here." It was incredible. And he was like, "Can we take a picture?" I said, "Hell yeah, we can take a picture. We can take two." And we did. We took two pictures. That was one of my favorite interactions with the Yipomaniac there. I'm trying to think if I had any other um oh, yeah, I had collard greens for the first time. Yeah. And if you thought of black people because I said collard greens, that's on you. Okay, I'm just explaining that I had collard greens for the first time on this on chicken. It was chicken and waffles with collard greens at the hotel. It was friggin' incredible. First time I've ever had them though, and it worked. I know it sounds kind of gross, the mix of all that stuff, but it worked. It was good. It was good. What else? Jake Adams. Okay, Jake Adams. He is country club adjacent. He's the funny guy behind guys. Sometimes they'll do the little back off challenges, talking trash to all the, you know, PGA stars, live stars, could be just famous. He's the guy. Okay. Also reviews the Jewish country clubs. He does a phenomenal job at it, I might add. And over the summer, I did post a little picture here or there, but Jake played at my prestigious private golf club. We had a match. Jake Adams and I, and well, he doesn't like talking about it because I took him to Pound Town. Okay, it was ugly. Now, a couple things to consider, right? I mean, I happen to be a member at the biggest Muslim club in the entire country. Jake Adams happens to be my favorite Jewish golfer, and this. So he might have, it's a little weird, right? A little ironic. I think it's funny. I mean, I have no skin in the fight, so I just think it's funny. But yeah, anyways, Jake Adams played golf, and I beat him, and then I actually took him to the airport. And when I dropped him off, he had left his. He had a little water, just a teeny guy from the Townsend Hotel. He's a fancy guy, man. He stays at the nicest places in town, Birmingham, just living it up. But he left his water in my vehicle when I dropped him off, and I saved it for him. I gave it back to him. And it was interesting. It was when I pulled it out and I said, "Here, Jake, you left this in my vehicle." And he goes, "You saved this bottle of water for that long for me?" And I said, "Yes, I did." And he's like, "You're a weird guy." "Yep." I said, "So are you. So are you." And then 5 minutes later, he brought over a plate full of steak that I'm pretty sure he stole from an area he wasn't supposed to be in. I think he slithered his way into one of these like corporate little things at the concert that night, and he came back with just a bunch of steak. He had fancy meats. He goes, "You want some fancy meat?" I said, "Yes, I do." And then he fed me steak. Really weird. God, I like that guy. Um, he's fucking weird, but God, I like him. Um, what else? What else do I have to talk about the PGA show? You would think I have like, oh man, I demoed this club. Nope, I didn't. I told you the only club I demoed was the center shafted driver. Um, that was kind of a dud. I did look at. I saw my friend Brian at Golf WRX had some giant gripped driver that you. I don't know what it does for you, but there was a picture of him looking down at this, hog in his hands, and I remember making a bunch of I made a bunch of comments, and I had like I just couldn't make myself do it. They were all very wildly inappropriate. I don't know what that thing could do, but apparently it did very well for them on the social media. Also, if you guys haven't noticed my new backdrop piece here, Colt Nost, that guy's a man of his word. Okay. I put him on the spot on his own radio show. I said, "Hey, I need to send you this magazine. I need John Rahm to sign it. I need you to send it back." He's like, "I'll get it done." Boom. He got it done. Easy peasy. Thank you, Colt Nost. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool when you create a fake life and it works out and you end up in Golf Digest. What can I say? What can I say? What else happened at? I'm looking. I mean, honestly, guys, like I just kind of, it's all kind of a blur. I get there and now it's just like, here's an interesting person I saw there. My old next door neighbor that moved out like 3 months ago. He's there. Like, what are you doing here? He's like, "Oh, I started a business." I was like, "Did you start a business in the golf just so you could come to the PGA show?" He's like, "Yeah, I think that's what he did. That's what he did. He started a golf business just to go to the show one year. He wanted to check it out." So I don't know. I don't know if he has a real business or a fake business like mine. I really don't know. We didn't discuss it much. I do feel bad because he was like, he's there. We're talking for a minute, and boom, Yipomaniac came up. He's like, "Oh, I'm gonna take the picture." He took the boom, another Yipomaniac. "Oh, I'm gonna take the picture." He took the picture. So my neighbor's taken 2 pics already, and he's like, "Oh, you wanna walk around a little bit together?" And I was like, "No, I don't. Absolutely not. All you're gonna do is take pictures of me, and that's why." All right, it wasn't anything like I would have loved to have hung out with you. Okay, you know who you are. You know who you are. But I just don't want you. I don't want you to be my cameraman. That's just weird. That's just weird. And also, like, so you guys know, the whole reason I wear these glasses when I'm doing, because I'm mostly just staring at myself on this screen. See this? This is what I would look like the whole time. Because my screen's right here. The camera's up here. The screen's, and I'd just be staring. And it just doesn't, at least when I put these on, you don't know where my eyes are, right? I might be looking down. But right now, which way am I looking? Guess which way I'm looking. Wrong. I'm looking that way. Okay? You couldn't even tell though, because I'm wearing these glasses. So that's why I do. I'm not, look, I'm not trying to be a doucher with the sunglasses inside my own, basement. Trust me, this is a weird fake life I've started. But 2026 is going to be the best year of my fake life. I can feel it. I'm going next week to the Waste Management. Yes, the Waste Management Phoenix Open. I'm going to be there, I think, Thursday. I'm going to be up on a little special guy behind 18. And then Friday, I'm going to be up on a little special guy on 16. The good one, right? So I am getting there. Oh, excuse me. It's disgusting. I am getting there Wednesday. I don't know what I'm doing. I might go on the grounds for a little bit. I know there's like some good grass, whatever that outdoor place is. I might do that. Might do that. That could be fun. I wonder if I wonder if Paige is going to be at that. If Paige is going to be there, I just want to know because I have a 2021 Upper Deck Paige Sporadic trading card, and it's graded. It's a 9 out of 10. I've talked about it before, and I just don't want to have to travel with this thing everywhere I go, just waiting for this, you know, waiting for her to sign this. I don't know how many she signed. This could be probably not many. So if she's there, I would like to get my card signed. Also, she follows me on the X. I've hardly bragged to any of my friends that like the biggest name in social media when it comes to golf follows Yip Strickler on the X. I haven't really bragged about that much at all. I've hardly told any of my friends to. Yeah, none of them. So yeah. Anyway, I'm excited for next week. I'm basically some gas company's taking me. They apparently, I don't know, guys that lay guys that lay pipe like the Yipster. These pipeline guys, man, they're treating the Yipster to a, I don't know. I don't know. It's a weird fake life. That's all I can say. We're also sounds like we're staying at some place where there's golf holes. You have golf holes in your backyard at this Airbnb. I watched the video on YouTube. I, I'm still not ready to believe it. It seemed fake. It seemed fake. So we will find out next week. I will be provide. Trust me, if there's truly golf holes in the backyard of this thing that we get to hit down on this, I will. I know I'm not an influencer. I don't usually post weird stuff like that. I'm strictly, net golf, pictures of guys wearing white belts, that kind of thing. And you know how my trip ended? Yeah, I'm in the airport, and there's old Ryan, Monday Q Ryan. He's one of the biggest names on the X. Alpena, Michigan, a Michigan boy, great guy. We got sat down there, talked a little bit before the flight. He got to watch me. I ate must have been about I don't know 7 in the morning. But every time there's a Nathan's dog stand, I get two Nathan's hot dogs at like 7 in the morning, just gobble them up. And that was before my breakfast in the first class flight on the way back home, which was some kind of weird rice bowl with eggs and mushrooms on top. And then I ate all that too. I mean, I didn't get tuned up because I was coming home with the family, but I had a couple on the flight back.